This is Sam Richards, an Emmy Award-winning sociology professor at Penn State University. It all started with a casual dinner. We were enjoying a typical Korean barbecue meal with all the side dishes. And what he mentioned was that the soybean stew and seasoned green onions had a spicy kick, which I completely couldn't feel. That kick was what started all this.
So are we having tteokbokki for lunch?
Sorry to choose the menu that you don't like,
It's just too spicy for me.
but I wanted to share one episode I had on the weekend.
Okay.
I had a chance to, have a dinner with one of the professor from the States. He said doenjang stew was spicy.
I was hesitant to cover this topic at first because I didn't want to frame this notion as the absolute truth in the name of reinforcing our national identity. I think it's unfair and discriminatory to paint everyone with the same brush simply because they are part of the same nation. But when Professor Richard said he felt a kick in his taste buds during his dinner with Sumin, that word he used lingered in my mind. How did he feel that kick, which I as a Korean never noticed from eating food like soybean stew? I'll not approach this topic with the preconceived notion that all Koreans like spicy food, which has little, if any, scientific basis. But I would like to pose a more rational question about why many Koreans came to love foods with a little extra kick. Is it even true that a lot of Koreans both enjoy and have a high tolerance for spicy food? Let's start with that and find out more.
Spicy foods are all over the place, wherever I go. But I don't want to resort to stereotypes and suggest that all Koreans are lovers of spice dishes, when I myself don't enjoy them very much and many people around me don't either. But numbers and statistics don't lie. According to data, Korea produces between 130 and 150,000 tons of dried red peppers annually, with Koreans consuming 4 kilograms of them every year on average, showing how spicy foods have become a regular fixture on our dinner table. In another survey of 661 Korean adults, asking them whether they preferred salty, sweet, sour, bitter, or spicy flavors, those who liked spicy foods took up the largest proportion at 34%, followed by people who preferred sweet food at 24%. So when did Korea's love affair with spicy dishes all begin?
우리나라에 고추가 들어온 거에 대해서 이제 일본을 통해 가지고 임진왜란 한 이후에 들어왔다는 그런 설이 있는데, 또 최근에 한국학을 연구하는 팀들의 조사에 따르면 그 이전에 벌써 이미 우리는 고추를 사용을 하고 있었다. 여러 가지 설들이 나오고 있는 것 같습니다.
현대 과학으로 보면은 전혀 과학적이지 않아요. 멕시코 고추가 인도를 통해서 우리나라 고추가 있었다 그러면은 절대로 김치와 고추장을 만들어 먹을 수가 없어요. 우리나라가 고추장이라든지 김치라든지 먹을 수 있었던 거는 우리나라 고추가 있었기 때문에 가능했던 거죠. 세계적으로 고추를 파우더로 먹는 나라는 우리나라, 헝가리, 그 몇 개 나라에서 그렇게 파우더로 먹는 경우가 있고, 다른 나라는 향신료를 먹기 때문에 그 고추 품종에 따라서 음식이 생기는 것이지, 우리가 그 김치를 만들어 먹다가 나중에 뭐 고추를 넣어서 먹었으니까 더 맛있었다, 그런 것들은 아주 비과학적이라는 말씀이죠.
Was Korea's traditional cuisine always highlighted by its spiciness?
우리가 삼국시대에 보면은 뭐 김치를 담글 적에 소금에 절인 그런 백김치 형태로 먹다가 조금 더 이제 그 다른 것들을 가미하기 위해서 초라든가 산초라든가 또 마늘이라든가 이런 것들을 이제 첨가를 해서 조금 약간의 매운 다른 형태의 맛들을 갖다가 가미가 된 것들을 이제 볼 수가 있죠.
History shows that Korea did not have a particular soft spot for spicy food, despite the introduction of chili peppers in our cuisine hundreds of years ago. Spicy food started appearing on our dinner tables in the post-war period of industrialization, giving birth to many iconic soul food like tteokbokki and spicy stir-fried baby octopus. But even these dishes initially had a mild, spicy flavor, unlike the burning hot variations that we have today. The Asian financial crisis in 1997 devastated the country, and Koreans started looking to spicy foods as a way to blow off steam and comfort their weary souls.
뭐 옳고 그런 걸 떠나서 사회적으로 어떤 위기가 오거나 어렵다 했을 때 사람들이 이제 그 어떤 돌파구를 좀 찾고 싶은데 경제적으로 어렵다 보니까 가격은 좀 싸면서도 좀 자극적이면서도 스트레스를 좀 한 방에 해소할 수 있는 게 없는가를 찾다 보면 그런 매운 음식들을 더 많이 찾게 되었던 것이 아닌가 싶습니다.
So is eating spicy food really a stress reliever? In my case, at least, burning hot dishes only make me feel worse, not better. Well, a lot of people say that they eat spicy food to relieve their stress, and I personally don't agree with that notion, but is it scientifically proven? Could the spicy food work as a stress reliever?
To some extent, it is scientifically proven. Some scientists report that capsaicin can stimulate the secretion of the endorphin. So that is the body's natural opioid. So that's why we have the transient, I think, euphoric feeling, so good feeling after chili pepper consumption.
What's ironic is that many Koreans are also worried about their stomach health, while at the same time still holding on to their regular habit of eating spicy food. Data from the WHO shows that Koreans have the highest incidence rate of stomach cancer in the entire world, with their large consumption of spicy foods being identified as one of the major culprits. So isn't it about time that we change our eating habits for the sake of our health? I always think spicy foods are not good for our health, and you said something totally opposite. Can you explain that?
There is some general misconcept that hot chili pepper and its major pungent ingredient capsaicin may cause stomach cancer, but that's not true. The capsaicin in normal amount in our the daily diet, such as kimchi and gochujang, is not harmful. Many studies demonstrate that capsaicin can protect against experimentally induced carcinogenesis. Also, it can relieve the pain. So capsaicin is currently used as a topical cream to alleviate some painful back pain, diabetes, neuropathy, or whatever.
Dipping chili peppers in chili pepper paste, eating kimchi with kimchi soup, having the stomach to handle spicy food called 맵부심 in Korean is one of the defining characteristics of Korean cuisine. So do Koreans have a higher spice tolerance? And if so, was it built over generation by eating spicy foods on a more regular basis compared to people in other countries? Before we find out, I hit the street of Itaewon to share what foreigners think about spicy food in Korea and what significance they have noticed. Can you guys share any episode when you guys first tried the spicy food here in Korea?
Friend just made me try this chicken, oh, just go ahead and try it, and I didn't know that it was spicy, and yeah, I almost died.
I know that there are tteokbokki places, they show you the spicy levels, and it was level 1, and I ate it and my stomach was dying.
Chicken, for the most part, I think is the spiciest thing that I've ever had.
Ramen that is super spicy, that was the most spicy way.
Why do you think like Koreans eat spicy food so well?
In their blood, there is something.
Maybe it's in their blood. Ask for something like medium spicy or just little spicy. To me, it's like very spicy.
I know there's a saying in Korea that when you eat spicy food, it's like refreshing, which I definitely agree with. It's kind of like a stress reliever to eat spicy food and kind of sweat out.
Since settling in Korea 10 years ago, Kimchi has been running a store that sells different spices, herbs, and food ingredients from all over the world, and he offers a unique perspective on what spiciness represents.
If I compare with Asian other countries like India, or Pakistan, or Bangladesh, I will say not much spice. There is more spicy. It's from Pakistan, and this is the special chili, the small one. Okay, very small and round size, round shape. So it is really much spicy. I like kimchi jjigae and also yukgaejang. I love the beontang. I love all Korean.
Then you don't feel any spiciness from those kind of food?
The Korean taste is very, it's not much spicy for us.
The COVID-19 pandemic and social distancing restrictions forced many people to spend more time at home, and they started looking for fun ways to pass the time while they were confined indoors. This gave birth to many new viral content, including the Korean Fire Noodle Challenge. These challenges and other mukbang content helped popularize some of Korea's most iconic spicy dishes in countries across the globe.
That'll be a bit.
Broadcasting eating. This is this thing that started in Korea.
Professor Sam Richards, who I met earlier, also explained the phenomenon behind the growing popularity of Korean food by highlighting mukbang content as a primary example.
K-팝이라든가 K 무직에 대한 또 K 이 무브에 대한 영향이 커지고 그러면서 따라하기 이런 그 모방에 관련된 경향성들이 많이 나타나기 시작하면서 스타들이 먹었던 그런 한국 음식들에 대한 관심을 따라하게 된 것이죠. 그게 단순히 한국인뿐만 아니라 외국인 유튜버들도 그런 K 한류 열풍에 맞는 그런 스타들의 많은 그 한국 음식들을 모방하는 그런 레시피들이 많이 나오고 그것들이 이런 새로운 우리 한국의 매운 음식들을 확산시키는 데 일조하지 않았나는 생각을 해봅니다.
No discussion of Korean cuisine and its inherent spiciness is complete without mentioning kimchi. Statistics show that kimchi exports have grown at an average of 18% annually over the last 5 years. In 2021, some $160 million worth of kimchi were shipped overseas, setting an all-time record. The global popularity of kimchi may have been fueled by the growing preference for healthy foods and eating habits in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Some people abroad are even making their own homemade kimchi rather than buying them pre-packaged at a grocery store. Kimchi does appear to have started a hot trend. Kimchi can be prepared in so many different ways. You can stir-fry it in rice, boil it in a stew, toss it on a barbecue next to some meat, and even grill it like a pancake. They each bring out a different flavor, and all of them are delicious. So what if you're a walking disaster in the kitchen? Well, you can still enjoy your kimchi flavor in a much easier way. Check out the product in this video. Look at that small bottle she's holding in her hand. Do you know what it is?
It's easy to cook with this seasoning.
It's kimchi seasoning. All you have to do is sprinkle some on your plate to add that full, authentic kimchi flavor. So who came up with this unusual idea of turning kimchi into a powder form, which is easier said than done?
It's very new, right?
Kimchi isn't just a simple mix of different ingredients, but it has to go through a delicate fermentation process as well. So how did they manage to incorporate such a complex flavor into a small bottle of powdered seasoning? I met with the developer of the product to find out more. Okay, so I'm already proud of the naming of this product. So could you tell us more about this kimchi seasoning and its achievements?
We are pretty doing good in the US Amazon. In Asia, that one of the biggest seasoning is shichimi from Japan. And finally we got the #1.
Why did you choose to incorporate this spiciness and kimchi flavors in particular to develop your seasoning?
Well, at first, cause of the taste. People really love, already they're really used to the taste of kimchi. It's very tangy and spicy, at the same time salty and healthy. So if ever I can bring kimchi into some point, like some different kinds of way, so they can use it every day, I'm sure that's gonna really change some, K-food culture. So when we made it a seasoning format, they already know how to use it.
Garlic, pepper, chilies, and wasabi. These are all ingredients that would commonly be described as having a spicy flavor. Used in appropriate amounts, all of these ingredients can help add new flavors and accentuate existing ones in any dish. If you are given the unfortunate choice of being forced to eat a spoonful of your pick out of these raw ingredients, which would you choose? It won't be a pleasant experience in any case, but which one of these four could you at least live with?
자기를 보호하기 위해서 생리활성 물질을 만들어냅니다. 그 생리활성 물질 중에 하나가 이제 캡사이신이거든요. 근데 이 캡사이신이 우리의 신경세포를 자극을 이렇게 주면은 이제 우리가 이제 통증을 느끼게 되는 거가 되겠는데, 근자의 연구를 한 걸 보면은 이 캡사이신이 통증을 유발하기도 하지만 또 통증을 사라지게 만들어주는 그런 역할들을 한다는 것이 밝혀졌어요. 이 마늘에는 이제 알린이라고 하는 그 매운맛 성분과 좀 독한 냄새가 나는 게 있는데, 이게 우리가 이제 요리를 하기 위해서 칼로 쓸거나 으깨기 등 하면 세포벽이 부서지면서 효소가 나오는데, 이 효소가 알린을 분해시켜서 알리신이라고 하는 물질을 만듭니다. 요 놈이 이제 좀 독한 냄새하고 또 아울러서 이제 매운맛을 가져온다고 할 수가 있죠. 또 이제 후추에는 피페린이 들어있는데, 이 피페린도 자극적으로 아주 향이 강한 향신료 중에 하나입니다. 그래서 후추의 그 껍질에 이제 그것이 많기 때문에 이 고기의 잡냄새를 잡아주면서 또 항균 작용을 해요. 우리가 이제 생선회 같은 걸 먹을 때 같이 먹다 보면 좀 많이 먹게 되면 막 코가 찡하지 않습니까? 항균 작용을 하는데, 생선 같은 경우에 회를 먹게 되면 식중독균들이 많이 있을 수가 있어요. 그래서 우리가 이제 고추냉이하고 같이 먹음으로 인해서 이런 식중독균들이 더 이상 증식하지 못하게 만들어서 우리가 식중독이 걸리는 것을 이제 예방시켜주는 그런 효과가 또 있는 거죠.
It's often difficult to simply lump all of these ingredients into a very loose general category of spicy foods, given their variety of form, shape, and flavor. So why do Koreans crave spicy foods so much, and the capsaicin compound contained within them?
어려서부터 우리는 이제 김치를 먹으면서 자랐거든요. 그러니까 이 매운맛에 상당히 잘 적응이 돼 있고 또 길들여져 있다고 보시면 됩니다. 그래서 외국을 가더라도 좀 김치나 이런 매운 것을 먹어줘야 우리 일상에 어떤 이 활력을 얻게 되는 그런 점들이 있고요.
매운맛의 중요한 특징이 노출되는 횟수가 많을수록 더 자극적인 매운맛을 찾게 된다는 특징이거든요. 그래서 매운맛이 매운맛을 부르고 한국인은 예전부터 김치를 통해서 이 매운맛에 단련이 되어 온 거죠.
Going back to the fundamental question that compelled us to explore this topic in the first place, why do foreigners report some food as a spicy profile that Koreans haven't been able to notice? We can assume that in general, Koreans may be more acclimated to the spicy taste of capsaicin through regular consumption compared to other people around the world. For me personally, there was never a time when kimchi was missing at our family dinner table. Eating my kimchi would always make my parents happy. Other spicy foods and ingredients that are different from those found in Korea are present in huge varieties elsewhere around the world. There are also far more countries that enjoy spicy foods on a regular basis than what ordinary Koreans might imagine.
우리한테 가장 친숙한 해외의 매운맛으로는 중국의 마라 소스가 있죠. 입안이 이렇게 얼얼하고 혀랑 입에 마비가 오는 것 같은 그런 매운맛이 있거든요. 한국인에게 또 뒤지지 않을 정도로 매운맛을 좋아하는 게 바로 멕시코입니다. 그래서 이 멕시코에서는 이 하바네로라는 고추를 넣어서 만든 살사 소스가 있는데요. 그래서 초록빛깔 토마토와 이 고추를 넣어서 굉장히 매운 살사 소스를 만드는데 이것이 또 멕시코에서 굉장히 매운 요리로 유명합니다. 그래서 얼마 전에는 포브스에서 이 저크 치킨을 세계에서 가장 매운 요리로 선정을 하기도 했고요. 저크 치킨을 먹을 때는 꼭 물을 6잔과 함께 마시라는 경고 문구도 함께 따라붙는다고 합니다.
Renowned evolutionary biologist Professor Paul Sherman posed an antimicrobial hypothesis after researching 4,578 different meat recipes from 36 countries around the globe. Put simply, it theorizes that the use of spice helps to inhibit or kill food-spoiling bacteria that could potentially make a person sick. The regular consumption of curry that makes use of many different spices in a hot country like India, as opposed to a colder environment where people often use salt and nothing else to add flavor to their dishes, adds weight to Professor Sherman's theory. If the hypothesis is true, the use of spice, along with the process of drying foods, may be less about flavor and more about protecting us from bacteria that could possibly make us ill. It's interesting that what may have started off as a choice of ingredients to better preserve food and keep us from getting sick is now being enjoyed as a way to blow off steam in modern times. It is undeniable that Koreans often consume and enjoy spicy foods, as data and research has shown. But the fact that spicy dishes have continued to become more popular and trending in recent years may hint that it's becoming a global preference, and not just limited to Korea and several other countries.
So how do you see this trend?
Well, this is a really funny trend because like when I really met like foreign friends like 10 years ago, no one really enjoyed or no one even looked for the spicy food. But now, oh, this is not too spicy. I'm looking for more like that. Next K-pop is K-food. K-food is really getting bigger and bigger. And I'm so happy like now a lot of people, especially foreigners, they're really looking for it.
이제 매운맛이 뭔가 하나의 놀이나 문화로 자리 잡고 이게 사회적인 트렌드로 자리 잡고 있는 거에 대해서 너무나 즐거운 현상이라고 생각을 하고요. 건강을 해치지 않는 선에서만 즐긴다면 앞으로가 더 기대되는 하나의 식문화라고 생각을 합니다.
Living in a globalized world, we have more information about other countries and culture than at any time in the past. But we continue to draw clear lines dividing us from them. The chrysanthemum and the sword is a study of Japanese culture and behaviors by American anthropologist Ruth Benedict. And although influential, it was also subject to harsh criticism by reinforcing stereotypes about a foreign culture based solely on historical events. What were your takeaways and impressions after watching this episode of What Is? Do you really think Koreans have a peculiar love affair with spicy food?
But what's certain is that the global popularity of spicy foods only appears to be growing. If anything, people have also become more open to trying out different kinds of chilies from around the world. Kimchi and Korean chili peppers starting to appear on dinner tables outside Korea is further evidence of this global trend and a welcoming sight for me personally.
Rather than forming stereotypes with a sense of judgment and even discrimination in mind, I wish we can simply learn to appreciate the spicy flavors of Korean food for what they are and nothing more.
So why not have some Korean tteokbokki or kimchi stew for dinner tonight and enjoy a little heat on your taste buds?